Howdy music fans, thanks for joining me again for another Unsung Heroes of Rock and Roll video. Today, Dave Edmunds. This might be the first song that I've ever heard of his too, and I just put the iPod on shuffle for Dave Edmunds, and this was the first song that came on. Very serendipitous. I think On the Weekend or Here Comes the Weekend, I think is the very first song of his I ever heard. Let's get started with some Dave Edmunds CDs. He had a band called Love Sculpture first, and then he had a band called Rockpile with Nick Lowe. And Nick Lowe wrote a lot of the songs. Graham Parker wrote some. They did a lot of covers. And Dave Edmunds is just kind of a rock and roll guitar maniac. Real Chuck Berry style, real rock and roll. And I believe he wrote some of the songs too. But I just love his work. I love Nick Lowe. I love Graham Parker. I love the whole circle there. But Dave Edmunds really, boy, he is just, very just straight ahead rock and roll. So that's the first one. Dave Edmunds is called Rockpile, but I don't think it's all Rockpile. It's called Dave Edmunds Rockpile. And it's just a collection of a lot of his first stuff, first recordings, earlier stuff. And he had a band called Love Sculpture. I don't know if I mentioned that before Rockpile, which not so much my speed, but here's the definitive Rockpile Seconds of Pleasure CD. I think it's their only album. Has a lot of bonus tracks. And this is with Nick Lowe again. Oh, hey, there you go. There he is. He's done some funky stuff too, some kind of weird stuff with synthesizers and keyboards and stuff, and some horns. Some interesting stuff in the 80s, I guess. Not great, all of it, but most of it's great. Twangin'. This was an album that has some of his great songs. Three-Time Loser, You'll Never Get Me Up in One of Those, Airplanes. The Race Is On, the old George Jones song. Does some great country covers. I'm Gonna Start Living Again If It Kills Me, Singing the Blues. I think that's the Webb Pierce song. Something Happens. I think it's a John Hyatt song, where John Hyatt covered it, that'd be backwards, wouldn't it? So he doesn't write too much. He does a lot of other people's songs, but he's a very good song interpreter. So yeah, Something Happens is John Hyatt. Singing the Blues is Acuff Rose Publications. So the writer is somebody I don't know, but Webb Pierce I know did it. Almost Saturday Night, the John Fogerty tune. I mean, come on. Three-Time Loser. That's not the same one that the. I'm thinking of something else. Yeah. So anyway, there's all the songwriters, song credits. So Dave Edmunds Twangin'. This is a fantastic record. I'm pretty sure I have these in accurate chronological order, and that this is his first solo record, Twangin'. Next is called Get It, and this has Get Out of Denver, the Bob Seger tune. I Knew the Bride. That's a Nick Lowe song. Back to School Days. That is a Nick Lowe or Graham Parker. I'm not sure. Here Comes the Weekend. It might be his. Worn Out Suits and Brand New Pockets. Great songs. Juju Man, Get It, Let's Talk About Us. That's an old 50s tune, or maybe earlier. Anyway, it's called Get It. He also, I don't know if I said this earlier, he also produced the Fabulous Thunderbirds. May have discovered them, whatever that means. He's all over the place. Yeah, Bob Seger. Yeah, Back to School Days is Graham Parker. And Here Comes the Weekend is by Dave Edmunds and Nick Lowe. So there's the songwriters. And Bob Seger did write Get Out of Denver. Nothing on the back there. And I can't get over Dave Edmunds. He's just a guitar rockin' whiz. Love his stuff. And he's a good singer too. This one, sorry about all the stickers, you can't really see the cover very well. It's called Subtle as a Flying Mallet. And I believe there's been a reissue of this with some bonus tracks that I'd like to get my hands on. It's expensive. This one, I think, is a reissue with 1 or 2 bonus tracks, and there's another one with like 4 more bonus tracks. Hey, there's the cover. There you go. Very straight up rock and roll. And this one's a little weird. It's kind of like a Phil Spector type thing. It's very big wall of sound type production on this, as I recall. And he even does the Do Run Run, the Crystals one. And he does Billy the Kid. I forget which one that is. There's a couple of songs called Billy the Kid. And Shot of Rhythm and Blues on this one. Let It Be Me. I haven't listened to this in a long time. I gotta listen to this again. Baby I Love You. That's one of the old girl group songs. Maybe Supremes or somebody like that. Or Ronettes, I'm not sure. But all instruments and vocals by Dave Edmunds with the exception of, and then there's a whole list of stuff. Weird when they do that. There's the disc, Dave Edmunds. Now this I asked for a birthday present recently because there's 2 CDs on it that I don't have. It's another one of those 5 album series, original albums. This has Subtle as a Flying Mallet, DE 7th, which is going to be coming up, Information I didn't have, and Riff Raff I didn't have, and I Hear You Rockin', I Hear You Knockin', I Hear You Rockin', live Dave Edmunds. So this is the 5 album, one of those original 5 album series, original album classics, and it's just, the sleeves. And I got this pretty recently, so it has what we just went over, and then this one we'll get to when I have to pull the CD out, the E7, and then this one I didn't have, Information. These are very bare bones, these kinds of sets. They don't come with anything. It's just, there's the disc, and no sleeves, and no booklet even, no nothing. Just, that's what you get. But you get a whole lot of albums, right? And then Dave Edmunds, Riff Raff. And both of these albums I listened to recently, they were surprisingly good for being kind of cheesier later albums of his. Or, I don't know, they're later, earlier, but they got some goofy sounds on them, or I thought they did. They certainly look like they might, and, they look like they could be pretty cheesy 80s stuff. But they really, I was surprised and impressed that they were pretty much Dave Edmunds rock and roll. Just like everything else of his. So there's that. And then here's that live one, I Hear You Rockin'. It's got the song I Hear You Knockin', and Here Comes the Weekend, and Girls Talk, Elvis Costello. Queen of Hearts, Juice Newton. That's an interesting story. He recorded Queen of Hearts before Juice Newton did. And he had some bitterness towards her about that, her jumping the line and getting it out before he did and getting the big hit. And he's convinced that he would have had the big hit had he gotten it out first. Who knows, right? Juice Newton's version's pretty great. His version's pretty much identical, except he's singing. It's pretty close. There you go. I Hear You Rockin'. Speaking of females in his life musically, Carlene Carter, they do a wonderful song together that I recently discovered this year. And I don't know if it's on anywhere on here. I'll have to see. Dave Edmunds, DE 7th. Love this album. It's got From Small Things, Big Things One Day Come, Bruce Springsteen. He wrote that pretty much and gave to Dave Edmunds. Maybe he wrote it for him. Me and the Boys, Bail You Out, Generation Rumble, Other Guys, Girls. That might be also a Elvis Costello, I'm not sure, or Nick Lowe. Warmed Over Kisses, Leftover Love, Deep in the Heart of Texas, Louisiana Man, Paula Meet Jean, Dear Dad, Chuck Berry, One More Night. This album is very rockin' and very twangy. There's some good country songs on here and some great rockin' songs on here. It's just a non-stop, nothing in here really, just yank. That's all you get. But DE 7th, one of my favorite Dave Edmunds albums. This one and Twang and might be my 2 favorites. Next one, oh good lord, here's another great one. Tracks on Wax, Trouble Boys, Never Been in Love, Not a Woman, Not a Child, Television. I can't read everything on here, but it's got some great songs on it. Reader's Wives, What Looks Best on You, Heart of the City. It's A1 on the Jukebox. I think that's the old Johnny Paycheck tune. Oh, I didn't show you it. Anyway, there's the cover. Nice picture on the back. And then, okay, here we go. Yeah, here's A1 in the Jukebox. Says by Dave Edmunds. Maybe I got the wrong one there. It's My Own Business, the Chuck Berry song. Reader's Wives is Television's Nick Lowe. Oh, this one. Closer to the Flame got some radio play in the early mid-90s. 94 maybe, something like that. That got some wide attention for him. Might have been a hit. I don't know if he's ever had a hit. Next we have, oh, this is another great one. Repeat When Necessary. This one has Girls Talk, Crawling from the Wreckage, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, Sweet Little Lisa, Dynamite, Queen of Hearts is on this one. Let's see who wrote that. Repeat When Necessary. Front and the back of the booklet. And let's see, who wrote Queen of Hearts by Hank DeVito, a songwriter. I've heard the name, but Huey Lewis does a song, wrote a song in here, and Bill Murray. I don't know if that's the same Bill Murray. There's a couple Bill Murrays, so probably not, and a couple Hank DeVitos. Crawling from the Wreckage is Elvis Costello, as is Girls Talk, which is what I thought. I don't know if anybody knows, John Hyatt was kind of in that little circle too back then of these guys. With his first several albums, Elvis Costello, Dave Edmunds, Nick Lowe circle. But yeah, Dave Edmunds, really the rockin' the king. Here's another great one, Dave Edmunds, Chutes and Ladders. This one, The Claw, I think that's a Jerry Reed tune. It's got some neat stuff on it, but nothing really groundbreaking, but unless you're a Dave Edmunds fan. Standing at the Crossroads is really good. A lot of great songs. This one is one of these deals. Is that how this comes out? There we go. Let's see if I can get us some songwriters. Oh, this is a booklet, I guess. It comes out by itself. Front, back, inside. Songwriters, yeah, Dave Edmunds wrote a couple of things in here. Jim Lauderdale wrote one. The Claw is by Jerry Reed. I Got the Will by Otis Redding. Al Anderson, maybe from NRBQ, Better Word for Love. Dave Edmunds, he writes more songs than I realized. Dave Edmunds, he writes maybe one or two an album sometimes. Not many, but I don't care because he's just so great. He's a great guitar player, he's a great song interpreter, and he's got a decent singing voice, in my opinion. So that Closer to the Flame song is on this album, Closer to the Flame. There you have it. And this one, oh good lord, I can't even read those hardly. The songwriters. Nobody big on this one. Nobody anybody's heard of unless you're in the music business. This probably is on that album that I said has the big Phil Spector sound. Is this a poster? Nope, just a booklet. Yeah, okay, so that's the Dave Edmunds. This little devil guy on the back, I don't know if I showed him. Yeah, I can't get enough Dave Edmunds, I gotta tell you. This is Dave Edmunds. I think this is King Biscuit Flower Hour. Live, obviously. Oh, a lot of text in here. I have not read this. There's Dave and so yeah. I love his Chuck Berry guitar style and just yes, he's just a rocker. Dave Edmunds, a pile of rock. Live. But he doesn't forget the roll. He knows how to rock and roll. Gotta have the roll. And he has it. This is a little water damaged. Yeah, another live one. Oh, King of Love. That's the Same one that Blackie and the Rodeo Kings do. Is that the mailman out there again? Okay, not sure. Oh, did I show you the back there? Oh God, sorry about the glare. All right, we got one more Dave Edmunds thing here. Unless I have something somewhere. I don't think I do. In another pile. Well, I showed you all those box sets, bootleg box sets from that one company that I've done other videos on. So that I'm not putting those in this video. Dave Edmunds, the Rhino, a Rhino collection, the anthology, 1968 to 1990. I only picked this up because it was cheap. I found it used, and it's in really, really nice condition. I found it at the record store, and I thought, well, I probably have all this stuff, and I don't have everything. There's some love sculpture stuff on it that I don't have and don't like, really. But this is a little goofy. This, that production there and guitar tone. He has some stuff like that. Little snippets on each song. That's always nice. One of the boys. Me and the boys. Not one of the boys. Me and the boys. There's all the songs on this. Quite a lot there. And several. It's got Rockpile. It's got Love Sculpture. It's got him with Carlene Carter. There it is. Baby Ride Easy. Is that the song? Yeah, that I highly recommend you look up. Maybe I'll put it in the comments, a link to it on YouTube. And some Stray Cats, or with Stray Cats, with Rockpile, with Love Sculpture. And then, Rhino doesn't really do a whole lot after, because they put such a nice booklet together. So then this is just a little sleeve. Still nice. Disc one. Like I said, I only got this because it was inexpensive, and it's Dave Edmunds. I thought, what the heck. Of course, it's not the compilation I would make, but they never are, right? And I did make a compilation of Dave Edmunds. It's not the same one. All right, you know what? I'm going to pause, and I will show you those other DVDs since they fit more in this video, or they fit in this video, so hang tight. And we're back live. All right, so these 3 sets I got from that company that that I've gotten these crazy sets from. When I buy a bunch of them, they give them to you pretty cheap. 4 or 5 of these for $100, and they're all 4 and 5 CD sets, and they'll pay the shipping and everything. So, yeah, this one is one. Gotta be careful with these. Gotta close it that way, and then 2, and then I think each one of them is 3, 4, 5 discs. But I'm not gonna go do that with each one of these. I will just show you the little booklet inside. You can see what there is. And I've listened to all of these, and they're very good. A couple of them are average audience tapes, but there's some great radio broadcasts on here. Some soundboards. Pretty good stuff overall. I'm happy I got these. Some of them are from when I saw him in the Dave Edmunds Rock and Roll Review in, I want to say 87, somewhere in there in Washington, D.C. And some of them are from that tour, or 86, 87, 88, somewhere in there. And it was Dion was singing, and Graham Parker was on that show with him. It was like a 3-hour, I just looked this up the other day online. It was like a 3-hour show because I don't remember it all. I just remember that's the only way I've ever seen Dave Edmunds. And I wasn't, at the time, as I recall, I wasn't thrilled to see all these other acts, Kim Wilson from the Fabulous Thunderbirds was there and did some songs, and Dave Edmunds and maybe Graham Parsons did some songs too. I would have rather just seen Dave Edmunds, but there's the front of that one. I would have rather just seen Dave Edmunds, but whatever. So some of these in the shows are from that tour, and so some of these sets are actually Dion or Kim Wilson, or I don't know, maybe even some Stray Cats in there. or some Graham Parker performances. Graham Parker will probably make it into one of these videos too. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's Dave Edmunds, my Dave Edmunds collection. I absolutely love Dave Edmunds, and you should too, if you want. Check him out. Yeah, please subscribe, like, and comment. Have a great day. Thanks.